The Buddha was a philosopher, meditator, spiritual teacher, and religious leader widely regarded as the founder of Buddhism. Born as Siddhartha Gautama in 566 BCE in India, into an aristocratic family, he left behind a life of comfort at the age of 29 to seek answers to the suffering he observed in the world. After 6 years of rigorous yogic practices, he abandoned extreme asceticism and chose a path of mindfulness instead. Sitting in meditation under a Bodhi tree, he attained enlightenment on a full moon night in May, as the morning star rose. From that moment, Siddhartha Gautama became the Buddha, meaning the awakened one. For the next 45 years, he traveled across northeastern India, sharing the teachings, or Dharma, that he had realized during his enlightenment. A diverse community grew around him, including people from all tribes and castes, dedicated to following this path. Today, most Buddhist traditions revere him as the enlightened one who transcended the cycle of birth and rebirth and overcame karma. His core teachings emphasize understanding dukkha, which means suffering, and attaining nirvana, which means the cessation of suffering. The Buddha's teachings have had a profound impact not only across Asia but also globally. Here are 10 valuable life lessons we can learn from his wisdom. 1. Practice the middle way. The Buddha taught that the root of suffering lies in desire. Siddhartha Gautama spent his life contemplating the Four Noble Truths. 1. Suffering exists. 2. The cause of suffering is desire. 3. To end suffering, one must let go of desire. 4. The path to this liberation is the Noble Eightfold Path. He recognized that life is far from perfect, and people often seek distractions from its harsh realities through attachments to material things such as wealth, fame, and prestige. Having been born into a wealthy family, Siddhartha experienced this firsthand. Before his enlightenment, he ventured outside the palace for the first time and was confronted with 3 harsh realities: poverty, sickness, and death. Determined to escape suffering, he embraced asceticism and abandoned all material comforts. However, this extreme deprivation left him weak and ill, revealing to him that asceticism did not free him from desires or suffering. This realization led him to propose the middle way, a balanced path between indulgence and deprivation, a life that avoids extremes of luxury or poverty. To practice the middle way, one must strive to free oneself from craving and desires. It is about embracing just enough, fostering a balanced and sustainable way of living that values the simple pleasures of existence over excessive consumption. As Australian nurse Bronnie Ware observed through her work with terminally ill patients, one common regret among the dying is, "I wish I hadn't worked so hard." Many of us spend our lives chasing disposable goals, new gadgets, higher positions, larger savings, only to find that these achievements bring fleeting satisfaction. More often than not, this relentless pursuit leaves us unsatisfied or yearning for more. When we define happiness by the fulfillment of desires, it becomes an elusive goal, perpetuating daily suffering. True contentment arises when we learn to relinquish our attachment to desires, embracing a life of balance and mindfulness. 2. Adopt the right view. According to the Buddha, do not get upset with people or situations, both are powerless without your reaction. This wisdom encourages us to adopt a more reflective and mindful perspective, to critically examine our thoughts, and to question the reasons behind them. By doing so, we can discern whether our beliefs are true, false, or simply misguided. Since our thoughts significantly influence our daily choices and relationships, gaining clarity about the roots of our thinking can lead to better decision-making and improved experiences in all aspects of life. One of the challenges we face is our tendency to respond impulsively to events around us. Stephen Covey, in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, introduces the 90-10 rule. Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we choose to react. Consider an example: before heading to work, you trip over your child's bike in the driveway. While your child rushes to apologize, you let anger control you, yelling at the child. Your wife overhears, reprimands you for your outburst, and the situation escalates into an argument. You leave the house either missing your morning bus or driving recklessly. At work, still frustrated and distracted, you arrive late and lash out at your team leader after being scolded. The snowball effect leaves you with a probationary suspension, tension at home, and a difficult day overall. Now imagine a different approach. After tripping on the bike, you take a deep breath and calmly tell your child, "Be careful next time, please remember to keep your bike inside." This small act of restraint sets an entirely different tone. No argument occurs, you stay on schedule, and you remain composed. Your entire day shifts toward productivity and positivity simply because you chose a more constructive reaction. By adopting a proactive mindset instead of reacting emotionally, we take charge of our lives and create space for happiness and growth. Developing the right view allows us to recognize that while we can't always control external events, we can choose how to respond in ways that support our well-being and foster personal development. 3. Create good karma. In Buddhism, the concept of karma centers around intentional actions. As conveyed by the Buddha, mental volition is fundamental to creating karma. It is through willful acts, whether expressed via body, speech, or mind, that karma is formed. Unlike everyday actions, only those driven by one's volition contribute to karma. Since volitions can be good or bad, the resulting karma reflects this nature. Good karma generates positive outcomes, while bad karma leads to adverse consequences. The concept of volition in Eastern philosophies differs significantly from its understanding in Western thought. In the West, will is often seen as entirely separate from emotions and reason. In contrast, Eastern philosophies regard volition as an intricate interplay of emotion and reason. This mental impulse or drive propels individuals toward specific actions, playing a crucial role in determining the ethical quality of those actions. Volition thus lies at the heart of karma, determining whether actions stem from positive or negative attitudes and intentions. A negative volition, rooted in harmful intentions or poor attitudes, naturally produces negative karma. To avoid negative outcomes, one must cultivate positive attitudes and intentions, which originate with inner clarity of thought and feeling. Actions are born from intentions, and these can profoundly shape our lives. If our thoughts and attitudes are rooted in compassion and positivity, our actions will align accordingly and bring about better results. The choices we make today carry far-reaching implications for our future. Just as past actions influence our present circumstances, what we do now creates echoes in the days ahead. If we neglect to study for an exam, we might fail. Failing to manage deadlines could lead to setbacks. Overeating today could result in health issues later, and indulgence in habits like smoking or drinking could complicate life down the road. However, the power to change lies in the present. By committing to better choices now, we can overcome our past mistakes and shape a brighter future. For example, choosing today to study more diligently could still lead us to achieve our dream job or complete a beloved course, even if it takes longer than we initially anticipated. Planning and organizing our time can help us excel in work or academics. Starting a fitness routine now may enable us to live a healthier life despite past neglect. Our past does not define us, change begins with the decisions we make today. That said, making the right changes requires effort, and lasting change demands that this effort be rooted in meaningful values. Good intentions and a compassionate attitude toward ourselves and others are essential ingredients for transformation to endure. Only when we act from this place of inner integrity can our present actions create a truly positive future. 4. Live every day like it is your last. The Buddha teaches, ardently, do today what must be done. Who knows? Tomorrow death comes. In Buddhism, life is seen as a continuous cycle of birth and rebirth, with the ultimate goal being liberation from this cycle of suffering. The challenge, however, lies in our tendency to believe we have endless time. We often postpone what truly matters, thinking there will always be a tomorrow. I'll start exercising tomorrow. I'll finish my work tomorrow. I'll call my mom tomorrow. I'll seek forgiveness tomorrow. But this mindset keeps us detached from life's impermanence, a reality we must confront. By recognizing that any day could be our last, we are inspired to live with intention. Treating each day as an opportunity to make peace with ourselves and others, accomplish what needs to be done, and rest each night knowing we've lived fully. This is why starting the day with mindfulness practices, such as meditation, is so valuable. By focusing on the rhythm of your breath, breathing in and breathing out, you gain a visceral understanding of impermanence. Reflecting on your pains and sorrows during meditation reveals suffering's truth, encouraging you to exist wholeheartedly in the present. When you eat, simply eat. When you read, focus on reading. Whether you're at work or school, give your tasks undivided attention. If you're driving, just drive. And when you're with someone, truly be with them. This practice of mindfulness helps you step away from being entangled by the past or preoccupied with the future. Instead, it grounds you in the here and now, the only moment where life is truly lived. 5. Great things are the results of small good habits. The Buddha teaches us through the metaphor, drop by drop is the water pot filled. This wisdom reminds us that a fool, gathering misdeeds little by little, gradually harms themselves, while a wise person, accumulating small acts of goodness, builds a virtuous life. The Buddhist view on goodness and evil is profoundly practical, emphasizing that our actions, whether good or bad, eventually shape our experiences. Engaging in harmful actions may bring temporary satisfaction, but over time, these choices lead to negative consequences such as illness or hardship. Conversely, while good actions may not yield immediate rewards and may even involve occasional discomfort, they ultimately culminate in true happiness and well-being. Supporting this notion, research from the European Journal of Social Psychology highlights that forming a new habit takes consistent effort over 18 to 254 days. Whatever skill or lifestyle change you wish to pursue, you can begin today. For example, you cannot expect improved health from a single workout session. Progress requires small, deliberate steps like choosing healthier foods, taking a brisk walk, or starting your day with morning stretches. Similarly, breaking free from negative habits follows the same principle. Small but consistent changes can lead to meaningful transformation. Dr. Nora Fokow, director of the NIH's National Institute on Drug Abuse, emphasizes that the first step in changing habits is self-awareness. Becoming aware of your tendencies allows you to develop effective strategies for change. For instance, you might reduce time spent in environments that trigger temptations or switch to healthier alternatives, choosing unsalted popcorn instead of chips or opting for chewing gum over cigarettes. Progress is not about perfection. Failing now and then is a natural part of learning and growth, and each step forward brings you closer to lasting change. 6. Show your wisdom in silence. The Buddha teaches us through a profound analogy. Know from the rivers in clefts and in crevices, those in small channels flow noisily, the great flow silent. Whatever's not full makes noise. Whatever is full is quiet. He emphasized the importance of finding balance, a time to speak and a time to listen. If one chooses to speak, it should be with intention, guided by kindness, justice, and truth. Yet, the greater wisdom often lies in learning to listen, acknowledging that we do not possess all knowledge. Buddha cautioned against idle chatter or forming judgments clouded by bias. In the modern world, especially with today's flood of digital information, this lesson remains relevant. As we scroll through social media, it becomes alarmingly easy to be deceived by fake news or misinformation. Often, we cling to a single YouTube video or article to reinforce flawed beliefs. This tendency stems from what is sometimes referred to as the wisdom paradox, a state where a little knowledge fosters overconfidence, leading us to dismiss other perspectives. Albert Einstein exemplified this idea when he remarked, "The more you learn, the more you are exposed to what you don't know." Buddha's wisdom urges us to embrace humility. True understanding emerges from listening because it requires us to admit what we do not know. Clinging rigidly to limited knowledge can blind us, making us more likely to reject truths that differ from our own assumptions. Engaging in genuine dialogue, both sharing insights and being open to learning from others, is ultimately how growth and wisdom are cultivated. 7. If in a conflict, choose compassion. According to the teachings of Buddha, hatred cannot be calmed by hatred, only non-hatred can extinguish it. Despite enduring experiences of discrimination and suffering, even Siddhartha Gautama himself faced challenges, including verbal abuse and a long and arduous journey to establish his legacy. Similarly, other renowned leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi, both of whom championed nonviolence in their struggles for social change, were subjected to insults, prejudice, and skepticism. Buddhism reminds us that the cycle of violence, be it hatred, abuse, or revenge, can never be broken by responding in kind. When someone insults you and you retaliate, the hostility often escalates. When someone strikes you and you strike back, it leaves both parties more wounded. Nonviolence does not mean passively accepting harm, rather, it is a way to shield yourself from greater harm and to rise above destructive intentions. Consider the case of being bullied by a classmate or coworker. If you do not feel physically endangered, start by fortifying your inner strength. Remind yourself of your intrinsic value and your ability to keep improving despite mistakes. Remember that the bully may be acting out of their own pain or struggles and seeks to provoke feelings of anger or helplessness in you. There are practical strategies to deal with this. For instance, if a bully approaches you, take a moment to calm yourself. Counting to 100 can help. You can also choose to walk away rather than engage. If they insult you, consider diffusing the situation by turning the insult into humor or self-mocking laughter, then stepping away. Alternatively, you might respond with compassion, treating them kindly instead of with resentment. The key is to take action, don't suppress the issue or let it fester. If the bullying becomes persistent or involves physical threats or harm, seeking help from authorities might be necessary. Finally, meditating on your own worth and inherent abilities can help you recognize that who you are far outweighs the negativity others try to impose on you. 8. Choose friends for quality over quantity. The Buddha teaches that admirable friendship, companionship, and camaraderie are central to living a virtuous and meaningful life. With good-hearted friends, a person can be guided along the Noble Eightfold Path, fostering spiritual growth and moral development. This highlights the importance of choosing one's circle wisely. Life, as the Buddha acknowledges, is not meant to be a solitary journey. Throughout our experiences, we cross paths with many people, but not all of them shape us positively. Negative peer influence can lead to harmful habits and unwise decisions. Often, when life is filled with success, wealth, or fame, people tend to gravitate towards us. However, during times of difficulty or need, we may find that only a few true friends remain by our side. It is within our power to choose relationships that uplift and inspire us toward goodness and virtue. True friends encourage the cultivation of positive habits and a better life, steering us away from harmful vices or missteps. Ultimately, it is far more valuable to have a small number of sincere, supportive companions who genuinely care for us and contribute to our journey of self-improvement. 9. Be generous. Buddha once said that thousands of candles can be lit from a single flame without diminishing the original candle's light. In the same way, happiness grows when shared. This timeless wisdom underscores the importance of generosity and mutual support as catalysts for transformative changes in the world. Modern research even highlights the ripple effect of kindness, small acts of compassion spreading and influencing others. Just as emotions like anger or fear can transfer from person to person, so too can kindness. A simple smile might uplift someone's mood and inspire them to work better. Acts of compassion, no matter how small, create a chain reaction. Helping someone with their groceries might inspire them to hold the door open for a stranger, who in turn might give a coworker lunch or assist an elderly person crossing the street. From one small gesture, countless positive actions can unfold. However, Buddha also teaches the importance of self-care before extending help to others. If you neglect your own well-being, sacrificing sleep, food, boundaries, or time, you may eventually reach exhaustion or burnout. In such a state, offering meaningful help becomes impossible. To ensure you have the capacity to give, it's vital to prioritize your own health and balance. Take time to rest and nourish yourself, find moments for meditation, and don't hesitate to seek support from others. By caring for yourself first, you can nurture the strength and love needed to share with others fully and effectively. 10. You can be a Buddha too. In the final reflection of this video, we are reminded of Buddha's words, "You yourself must strive. The Buddhas only point the way." These teachings highlight that anyone has the potential to achieve enlightenment and become a Buddha themselves. However, this transformation is only possible if we consciously choose to embody and practice the principles of Buddhism in our daily lives. The Buddhas who came after him and expanded on his teachings serve as inspirations and guides for all of us. At times, life may feel overwhelming, burdened by debt, dissatisfaction at work, or conflicts with family and friends. We might feel as though life is unfairly difficult. Yet, Buddha's teachings serve as a gentle reminder that the power to change our circumstances lies within us. It is up to us to take charge of our lives, rather than resigning ourselves to fate or seeking answers solely from external sources. Persevere and face challenges with determination. The Noble Eightfold Path, right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration, offers a practical framework we can incorporate into our habits for gradual growth and self-improvement. By learning, reflecting, and applying these principles consistently, we can take meaningful steps toward liberation from suffering and draw closer to the state of nirvana that Buddha teaches is attainable for all. So, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out the full Lotus Insight channel, and for more videos to help you find success and happiness using ancient philosophical wisdom, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.